So welcome everyone. This is week number 44 in 2019, 8 weeks to go to 2020. And this is the Eternity Researchers and Developers call. It's public and recorded, and we go through all participants and the different projects and give an update like we would do in a little extended stand-up call. For everyone here to inform each other and afterwards reach out if you have questions or if you want to work together, and of course for everyone out there watching this today or maybe in 2 years to see what we have been up to. So as I see Sergei's camera up and running, I'd like to start with you, and I guess you have some happy news for everyone.
Yeah, happy news. Hello. So that's, I think, what you're referring to, the hard fork, to the Lima hard fork, which successfully has happened on the 30th of October, basically a few days ago. So far, I'll say so far, because I'm extra careful, but everything has gone smoothly. I mean, the two one very unusual feature of this hard fork is that we provided the functionality to transfer your Eternity ERC tokens, which got frozen, which hasn't been transferred from the Ethereum network to Eternity network. So since it was our last scheduled hard fork, we provided the means for owners of those tokens to recover them and use on the Eternity mainnet, even if they forgot to migrate them according to our current schedule. It wasn't trivial, but it was everything has worked. So I think it's pretty important milestone, namely that we are done basically with Ethereum. So right now, none of the tokens that we have that were sold during the contribution campaigns are now on Ethereum. So right now everything is happening within the Eternity mainnet. So big success. And for the last 2 days, for the whole week, we were obviously preparing, running the latest tests. And as the hard work has happened, we were monitoring and making sure that everything is in green, that the migrations have worked correctly. We found some minor issues. So as I'm speaking right now, we are preparing 5.0.2 release, which will fix them. So I think within an hour or two, it will be out there. So I would just encourage you to download and make sure that you are just running on the latest software. But so far, this is it. I mean, feature-wise, not much have happened. This week was dedicated to the hard fork.
Great. Thank you very much, Sergey. And as you said, I think Martin might publish a little more detailed thing on how this non-transferable token migration was also technically done, because as you said, it was not trivial. And also I think a very big news for also everyone here is that the Eternity naming system is up and running. And also in a couple of hours, there will be a release of the base app, and everyone can basically start bidding on names or registering names mapped to public keys. So I think this is also very exciting, and I hope you all participate. I was already playing around with it, but let me jump to Martin now. And how is it? Are we good to go? What are the things that we still need to do until people can access their tokens on Eternity? We cannot hear you, Martin. I think your microphone is not working. Maybe it's your headphones connected again, like 2 hours ago. No, we cannot hear you. We will just jump to the next one in line until you've figured this out. And as I see the beautiful face of Milen, what's going on the wallet side of life?
Hi everyone. So this week we've been focusing on creating a migration UI for the token migration inside wallet. And we've prepared this. It's already in the master branch and will be deployed next week with the new release. We've been working also on the Eternity naming system. We have some progress on claiming names and pre-claiming and actually bidding on names. As Emin said, base app are ready with this functionality, so they're probably will be the ones that first release this, and people will be able to interact with the Eternity naming system from them. But this will be also available in the wallet probably next week. As of today, I've been just finishing coding eternity.name, which will be displaying basically all the auctions that are happening for Eternity naming system names. And there will be some useful filters to check by name, by length of the name claimed, or by expiration date, or like whatever. All useful features. And also, we've been finishing working with AX2 compatibility. This is related to a post that Emin you wrote in the forum that basically when you create a application and it works in base app, for some reason, if you're not developed it in mind with the wallet extension, it won't work. But now we've experimented with a new pull request that is not yet merged into the SDK, but it works now with it. So we are finishing this. And then when it's merged into the SDK master, we'll release a new version which is compatible. And yeah, we've fixed some minor bugs. Basically, that is from our side.
Cool. Thank you, Milan. Yeah, I also, again, want to encourage everyone here, when you see something like in whoever product it is, and you recognize even a little thing that you think, hey, this could be different or this could be better, like go into the forum, make a post, start a discussion. This really helps everyone a lot, as I think everybody is like working on its limit, and yeah, you just oversee stuff, and when you get external feedback, that always helps. Martin, is your microphone working now?
I hope so.
Yes, it is. So please give us your update.
Great. We spent some time this week to update the token migration, to work on mainnet. I mean, thanks to you, you're our test user on mainnet. So today we found one really small issue in the backend regarding the wallets and the account that we used to migrate the tokens. We managed to fix this, and we have deployed new version. We will test it right after this meeting, and if everything is okay, I think we are good to go to connect to the prod domain and to share to the users so they can migrate their token. Also, this week we managed to spend some time working on the other tools in from the DevSuite team. We have updated the version of the Goggles tool, the transaction inspector. So we have updated the SDK version there and releasing version of the tool, and some issues were fixed. With this, also we have updated the smart contract examples in the playground too, the contract, and also in the AE project. So they are with the latest Sophia syntax, with a lot of functionalities, not only just one function. So we think that this is the better solution, so the users can learn more with them. Also, we have worked a bit on our Eternity node, but we decided to wait for a fix that the core team will provide probably next week. And also we work on improving a project node node command. So I think this is from our side for the past week.
Great, lots of things happening. Thank you for all of that, and your team, of course. Camera up and running. Pivo is in the corner here on my screen, and I think also, I mean, many people are already discussing internally and in the forum how the governance app will play into signaling, decision making of the whole ecosystem in the future. I think there is no clear answer to this, but at least there is an application that's upcoming. So give us some insights on the work there and when we can expect that.
So after the successful Lima hard fork, we started adjusting the governance app to this. It was prior to this, it was in a public testing phase for the last about 4 weeks. We gathered lots of feedback in the forum and from also a lot of feedback internally from all the stakeholders in Aeternity currently. And yeah, basically now we updated it to be compatible to Lima. We are still testing some things if everything's all right, and also checking with the Fate virtual machine if it works really well, and we see like a lot of benefit that the transactions get cheaper and faster because of Lima and Fate. This is really good for governance, and also this is the reason why we did postpone the governance app launch until now. And yes, we will basically take the next beginning of the week to polish governance app as it is, and then continue to publishing it on probably we'll have a launch date next Friday, and then we'll also announce this in the next public developers update. Except for this, I'm taking some time to prepare materials for lots of workshops that we will have next week in Uruguay with bunch of teachers and university professors to teach them about Aeternity, and also this material will be, I think, quite helpful for a lot of future workshops and talks from my side on Aeternity.
Great. I have followed the Twitter channel, so you will be in Uruguay helping people to learn Aeternity, and I have also heard that there will be an Aeternity Starfleet happening in Malta, I think also next week. So there's really lots of stuff happening in the ecosystem. If you want to follow this, also people here in that call, I guess the best thing is to follow the different Twitter channels because they quite independently do stuff, and as we get more and more different things flying around in the universe, it gets harder and harder to follow up on all of this. And this round is kind of tech only. So there are many more things happening. And if you're interested in it, I would suggest to take a look at Twitter and follow the Eternity Starfleet, Eternity Americas, and things like that. I can also share some links in the forum with this post for people interested. Okay, thank you very much, people, for the update. Next one in line, I'd go to Andy, but I don't see him anymore. Oh, he's here.
I'm here.
Andy, please, what's happening on the air gap side?
Yeah, sorry that I don't have the camera. I don't know, I dropped off a couple of times.
Worries.
I think I have some connection issues. So yeah, this week we have been working on the Vault side of things again. We are now testing the next release. If anyone wants to help, we can send you an APK also, so you can help us test. We also now integrated the latest version of the CoinLib, our library that we use, that has some additional security fixes. We have also worked on the library, on this library to make it more secure. Well, it's not done yet, but we are planning to support the post-Lima token migration, and for that we have also worked on the message signing. And of course, this week we have also monitored the Lima upgrade, and yeah, everything worked fine. So that was a big success.
Perfect.
Kudos to the Eternity team.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andy, for the update and also for your work at AirGap. Also here again, everyone there are also open source libraries that you can reuse that are published on GitHub. I think we have no fork on the Eternity GitHub repository. The problem is that we always would need to update it once forked. So I still haven't figured this out, how to make this in a nice way. But soon there will be also a developer-focused website where we will list all the relevant links to all the different resources, and there we will also list your work, of course. Thank you, Andy.
Thanks.
Next one in line, I see we have a guest here, which is Marco. I think this is the first time you participate. Your team has worked on the Java SDK and yeah, done lots of stuff. So it's great to see you here in that call. If you have an update, please share it with us and the community.
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay, great. Hello. Yes, first time here. Yeah, you probably haven't heard much in the past months about the Java SDK, which we are developing. It's currently used in the Arcane wallet, for example. Maybe somebody of you already tested it. We just released a few days ago the version 2.00, which introduced the Lima support. And we did a huge refactoring. So we just want to make it as easy as possible for all developers to interact with the Eternity blockchain and connect to the ecosystem. And of course, we put a lot of effort into the naming system support because we think that's very important. And there were some changes regarding the top-level domain, as the most people already know. And yeah, we
last-minute changes, our quality.
What?
Last-minute changes.
Yeah, sure.
Quality.
Yeah, that was one last-minute change. For example, we needed to integrate before the release, and yeah, we support the auctioning mechanism, and we also integrated the middleware, so it's possible in the SDK to track the domains. I was closely in touch with John about that because there were some issues, and I think there are still some small bugs regarding that. But I think he solved it already today, so maybe it's already done. And yeah, we managed to make the first claim ever after the Lima hard fork.
Great.
So that's something we are very proud of, and we used our SDK for that. And we also developed around the smart contract support, because that's the next big thing we want to support. Probably some of you know from Ethereum the Web3J code generator, where you can use the ABI to generate some Java classes and interact with smart contracts. That's something we have in the pipeline and hopefully will soon be able to publish. So every Java developer will be able to interact with smart contracts and deploy them easily on Eternity. Yeah. And regarding Arcane Network, we already made a pull request to them so that they can use our new released SDK version. I think that's all for the moment. And we will publish some blog entries very soon, where we cover all things we mentioned right now.
Nice, really, really nice. Please, share this with us. We will definitely retweet and share it with the community wherever we can. And also thank you for the input. I mean, this is the most important thing, and this is also why we're doing like this calls and putting the stuff into the forum to feedback to John. I've seen that he was, even though it's his sister's birthday today and he's jumping around there, he's like always back and forth to the computer and fixing stuff. So I think some fixes have already been done, like I don't know, extending the auction time if you bid on a name again or stuff like that, like simple things that haven't been there yet but coming in quickly. So thank you very much for the update, and yeah, good to have you here in the team.
Thanks.
I see Emil, maybe because I don't see John and I don't see Andrea. So maybe Emil, you have an overview about what's going on the SDK and middleware side, as we have just spoken about it, and of course also in the expansions area.
Yes, indeed I have. So this week I will give the update about this. So in the JavaScript SDK, there was a new release fixing also some stuff around the naming system, and this enabled, I think, also the Base team to make this work. And there was also bug fixing release of the Python SDK. So this was like a small issue with the compatibility check, and that is also solved. and in general, the SDK teams will focus a bit more in the upcoming weeks on usage examples, because in the past we focused a lot of adding the new functionality as fast as possible and make it available, and now we're a bit more in the stabilizing phase and trying to make the things that are already there more accessible. So this is planned for the next weeks. And in the middleware, this was already discussed. The big things, basically more advanced naming system support, and as well as on the back end of the middleware to make this available for all applications that are using the middleware, and empower them to build better interfaces and show better what's going on. And the same is also true for the middleware front end, where we want to show some more useful information about the auctioning system and have so that users have a good overview of what's going on there and what's important. Right now it's very rough, and I think in the upcoming days and weeks it will be way nicer. And regarding the expansions, so upcoming, there's Milan and me. We wanted to start the following weeks to work on expansion around the generalized accounts, and I think we didn't start yet, but we will, and then I can also give some more updates on that. What we will do is right now it is a bit difficult to have an overview about all the things that are there already and in which state they are. So we will introduce a new system that is using GitHub issues to give people a better overview about which expansions are already there and which states they are, so if they can be already used or not. In addition to that, as we heard already, so X2 is getting picked up by the ecosystem and several people working on implementing this in their wallets and apps. So that's an update on this side. So
really nice. Really nice. Good to see that this expansion thing seems to work or are getting better and better. It will be also very nice when we have the governance app up and running, and maybe can also signal some importance on different ideas or so, what the community is craving for, or app developers or people, entrepreneurs that just want to use Eternity, the Eternity blockchain protocol as the backend. So thank you very much for all these updates. Lots of things are going on your side, Emil. I also see Daniela here, who works with the Alexia SDK team. So Daniela, what was your work last week around the Alexia SDK?
Hello, everyone. This week we were working on adding middleware code support in our Elixir SDK. We adjusted the code generator and we made a release of it. We decided to add the support of middleware in our SDK, as it will greatly expand the functionality of our SDK. We'll be able to make a high-level middleware wrapper module, which will allow developers make various calls to middleware directly from our SDK. We probably are going to finish it today. One of the features we're also working on now is the possibility to make spend transaction by providing only a name of a recipient. And this feature is also being developed. This from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daniela. And please, once in a while, I'm always saying this here in the call, let's also have the written updates every 2 weeks in the forum, so people can follow up on the different improved things, and also especially within these updates, point people to documentation, examples, things that makes it more accessible for other parts of the ecosystem. One person who makes very good intermediary updates is Tino for the State Channel team, so I really like to read them. Tino, you're also here in the call. Maybe you can give us an update on what's going on your side.
Sure. Hello, everybody. So in the state channels team, we are focusing right now on hardening the current protocol implementation of state channels. So we do a lot of testing and continuously just improve our test coverage. Obviously, this leads to a lot of bug fixes, which get into master. And there are also two noteworthy protocol changes during the last week. One is we've added the ability for clients to cancel updates which they've initiated and which are not yet final. And then we also added the ability for clients to specify a fee for the transactions which go on chain. Previously, that wasn't possible because it was always calculated by the FSM itself in the node. So both of these features give clients more control over what's happening in the state channel. And then we also have, I think, Ulf Wiegers also on the call. He's the first person,
yes,
he's part of the state channels team and the first person worldwide to have a running Eternity node on an Android phone. But I guess he should be able to elaborate on that a little more. So I hand over to him.
Yes, please. Ulf, tell us about your week and getting the Eternity node on an Android phone.
Yeah, can you hear me? Because Jitsi
Yes.
says I
yes,
have
we can hear you. You're
network
breaking up a little bit, Java. Just
problems
speak
and,
out. But now it's good. Just talk.
yeah,
I think it will reach us.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to try to get the Eternity node running on Termux because I feel that would be a good first step to starting experimentations with running the node on a mobile phone. And actually it mainly required some fixing with dependencies. There is some C code that doesn't really compile on Termux. One is the RocksDB. Another is the cuckoo cycle code, which of course sounds ominous, but if you don't want to mine on your mobile phone, you can really do without it. So disabling RocksDB and the cuckoo cycle code, I could actually build it and run a node locally. I've just discovered that running multiple Erlang nodes and distributed Erlang inside Termux seems a bit difficult. So if you want to run the common test suites, that seems to be the stumbling block right now. So I'll look into ways to get around that. But if that proves too hard, I may just try to configure the Eternity node to connect to the testnet and see what happens if it starts trying to sync. So it's good fun, and it does run. So if other people want to experiment with it, you can just get in touch with me, and I'll see if I can help you out a little bit, at least.
Great. This was like disconnecting at the right moment, I would say. So yeah, it's really nice. Ulf also twittered the link to the GitHub repo where he has like the documentation, so everybody who wants to try it out is welcome to do so. And yeah, it's we are exploring this a lot because yeah, pushing towards decentralization and trustlessness. This is of course something that's interesting, and I think Nikita also wraps his head quite often around that topic and also maintains the Fire editor. So Nikita, maybe give us a short update from your side. Is the fire editor up and running with Lima and all the changes? And what else has been going on your side?
Yes, exactly. The fire editor is up and running with all the changes and Lima and all the nitty-gritty nice stuff. Yeah, this week I've been taking care of lots of not so many exciting things, but also tried to also provide something for the community to be happy about, namely being like have a nice reworked code generator that actually looks presentable and is usable in a nice way. And also right now, if you've used File Editor lately, you saw that you can now interact with already deployed contracts, meaning that you basically enter the code of your contract and provide the address where it's deployed at, and then you can just interact with it, call all its functions, and basically use it the way you are used to when deploying a new contract. The not so exciting stuff was basically talking with people, seeing what we had missed out on, basically on all the existing features of our whole Eternity project. Digging through some stuff that I found in the JS SDK that might have a negative implication on developer experience, but nothing really big, just fixing the small stuff and waiting till everybody's not so busy with the Eternity domain name stuff and the hard fork endeavors anymore. So we can finally start working on, for example, the native tokens, and also maybe allocate some more resources on the Lumen project. And that's essentially actually it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nikita. Also, I think you know that already, but not every time everyone is here. In the first week of December, we will have a developer meetup again. News are flying around. Don't miss that chance to join us. You have mentioned Lumen and some other stuff, and I see Carol here in the call too. I think you had some meetings. I missed one. Sorry for that. And maybe you can give us some insight what has been explored and what's currently going on there on this side, and also the other stuff you're doing right now. You're muted still, and I cannot unmute you. I don't know why. Usually I can do that now we can hear you.
Okay, so regarding Lumen, we had a meeting with the guys behind this project. So Lumen is for us very useful because it's alternative way to run some parts of our code. And so far this week was mostly about kind of feasibility study and check whether we can use it for our project. And at the beginning, what they have in a repository was just interpreter. They usually use just tests, but maybe in the timeline of 2 or 3 weeks, they should land a compiler in the repository. And the first thing we are looking to use it for is to have a nice and separated way how to create call data, how we can call contracts in Eternity ecosystem without actually using a full-blown Eternity node. So once we have this working, we can further expand and try to look what to use it for as a next thing. And besides this, some work has been done on polishing the PRs, which accumulated over the summer. So once there are more people available for kind of proper reviewing of these whole bits, it can be merged, and that's probably for the next week.
Cool. Thank you very much, Carol, for that update. And
Thank you.
it's nice that we're looking into that. I think Juraj was also part of it, and Juraj, you are also doing some. So you are still here. So please also give us your part of the update if you want to add something.
Hi. So regarding Lumen, I just attended the call, and basically I didn't spend much time on it like Carol. And apart from that, I was helping LimeChain guys with the sync. So basically, they had issues syncing a node on the testnet, and I was looking into this node, and we found that there was a bug, and Michal took it over and I think he fixed it now, and we will merge this fix probably the next week. Also, I was working on a chain generator, and it's I would say it's working now pretty well. I can generate like a chain with 10,000 of transactions within like 10 minutes or so. And this generated chain will be used for testing the sync. So basically, we will start one node with this pre-generated chain and attach or basically start another node, and they will start syncing, and we will measure the time, how long it takes to sync, and then we can make some changes to the code and then sync again and measure the time, and then we will compare the times and see whether the code changes caused any improvements in the speed. So I guess I will continue working on this the next week as well. And that's about it.
Great to hear. Yeah, this is a super important topic, and I think when we can improve there, this will make many people happy when they're using and working with Eternity. So really good. Thank you very much, Juraj, for this update. Also here, Hernan, who are working maybe on the hardest part, which is state channel applications client side. So yeah, you are working with the APIs and the SDKs and the base wallet and everything, and at the same time lots of updates happening obviously in the ecosystem. So how is your current state of the work?
Hello friends, we have been working
Hello.
on week. Sorry for the camera, it seems it's not
no worries
now. So okay, I will let you know what we have done the last week. We have been working on 3 things, basically patching up the payments application. We have been fighting with canceling updates. We have been talking with the SDK and core team guys to know how we can handle some little things. And I expect today to post a new release which fixes little things that we have been working on. Besides that, we have been working on the payment hub for whom there is a documentation available. Dave has been working on the documentation for people wanting to set up their own payment hub, and also we will post and share.
So this broke up for me now, Hernan. I think maybe it's the connection, but yeah, great to hear these updates too. I will definitely check out the next release of the application and also the documentation of the payments hub. And if anybody else has time, I'm pretty sure they appreciate feedback. Also, I think we went through everyone here in this group, and I thank you all for participating here in this public researchers and developers updates call. Please don't forget to also write an update every 2 weeks in the forum. That really helps to follow up on all the different things that are happening. And yeah, shout out also to all the people which are behind your backs, because I think many people here in this call representing many other people that are working with you in a team. So thank you very much and have a great weekend, everyone. And see you latest in 7 days. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye all.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.